this? Hell no.
My first question to you is, Han Solo is now been in several decades, as well as Indiana Jones. Do you ever take any pride in the lineage of a character or the longevity of a character when it lives on that you portrayed? Does it connect to you personally at all, away from the screen?
The filmmaking is a collaborative enterprise. I'm a part of, and take the responsibility of being part of a film very seriously. And I've been very lucky in my career, and I'm grateful for that luck. Yeah. But I depend on the skill and the quality that other people bring to the project. I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about that.
So you've done a couple of projects now, but in this project, and even going back to episode 6, that merchandising wasn't where it is today, where you have games and all these toys and all these virtual reality things that's going on. Mm-hmm. As a character, does it make you feel any different to know that you may be a part of this video game and a merchandise now, as opposed to some other movies you've done where merchandising wouldn't have been
no merchandising for 12 Years a Slave. No, I actually hadn't thought about video games and all that. That's exciting. It's exciting to be a part of a film that could have so many, that can live in so many different spaces, for sure.
Right.
And the thing about Star Wars and the fan base that is Star Wars is that the fans really own this film. They live it. They really interact with it in a very passionate way. It's almost like a way of life for some people. Yeah. So it's a new world for me, and one that I'm very happy to be a part of.
Camera, action!
When you look at George Lucas, and I was reading up on Roger Ebert's review of Return of the Jedi, and it's like he was crazy to think that he could make 9 movies. Like, do you ever go into a project and think that it has that much legs, that it could go?
I think you have to take everything one step at a time. Having been involved in television as well, it is a leap of faith to think that any story you're telling is either worth continuing or that it has enough fuel in the tank to go, in the case of TV, 5, 7, 9 seasons, or whatever it is. Yeah. In the case of Star Wars, I know everyone feels like it was this sort of thing that was written. It was always inevitably going to be all these stories. But the truth is that the first Star Wars movie that was made, it was so powerful, and there was so much going on beyond the borders of what you saw. But I'm not sure how much it was clear. There was no written thing that there would be this extended universe. There was no. Yeah. It wasn't known. As much as George knew what he wanted to do, he couldn't have possibly imagined what was going to be created in the novels and in the comics and in the graphic novels and in the animated series. I mean, this thing that he made, it was like he tapped into something that had more water pressure than he could have done.
This has to be an amazing experience. I mean, to the story itself, blending the stories of the originals with now and Harrison with now, and you being such a young actress on the rise, it must be daunting to be right here at the precipice of the movie release.
It's only daunting in that I want people to enjoy my performance. I don't really think about all the other stuff because I have many other people thinking about that stuff. It's been really wonderful because whatever kind of challenges there have been, to experience it with other people, I've never felt alone once, and me and John in particular get on so well. That it's been wonderful to have someone with me the whole time, and it's all like a positive thing. It's just been steeped in positivity and hope and excitement. So to be part of that is thrilling.
So I also know that you, and I'm proud that you, a Marine that served our country, and that you served a couple of years in Afghanistan.
No, I never went to Afghanistan, but I was in the military for a few years.
Are these foes, whether it's Boko Haram, Al Qaeda, whomever, Are these the real life dark side that we're dealing with today, do you think?
Well, there definitely is the dark side. From the perspective of my character, that's it all depends what you're into, I guess.
Yeah.
But for sure, I think there's a problem in maybe people thinking that there's a right answer to something, and I would say what makes people dangerous is not so much just being evil for the sake of it, but being right and unwilling to open themselves up to something, to the possibility of being wrong or to anything else. I think that, to me, is dangerous. That's what I associate with maybe evil, because that's unpredictable and wildly unfortunate.
Hope is not lost today. We must face them. Fight them.
When I seen the first trailer and seeing you in this trailer,
Yeah.
it was like seeing your team score. It was just like I was like, yes! I was like, yeah, he in this movie. I was so happy to see you in this role. I mean, it was really like that for me at that moment. How was the moment for you when you know that you got the role? I know you had the cash for it, but when you finally found out, like, what was your celebration? I mean, what?
I was relieved. I was looking forward to getting a good night's sleep where I wasn't contemplating whether my life would change or not, or whether I was going to work on a franchise or go back to doing other things.
Yeah.
And so when JJ offered me the part, I just had gone through 7 months of auditions and meetings and back-to-back gradual stress.
Yeah.
So it was good to have a reward for the hard work. So when he told me, I was relaxed.
Yeah.
Relaxed.
Next time. It seems like you're a big star in the big movies.
I have been incredibly lucky.
Yeah.
I never thought that I would be. It seemed an impossible dream to ever be in one of these sorts of projects, but to be in 3 is phenomenally lucky, and I'm so hugely grateful for that. I really, really am. I cannot believe that I have been allowed these opportunities, and I'm so, so grateful.
Yeah.
What I particularly love, though, is that I've been very lucky with the kind of parts that I'm playing.
Yeah.
Captain Phasma, I think, is a phenomenal character. Not just because she is Star Wars' first on-screen female villain, but because we're presented with a character that looks incredible, that looks really badass, and also we relate to Captain Phasma because of her actions and her character. Rather than the more conventional way of relating to someone due to the way they have been made flesh, particularly women.
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy asked me if I'd ever Googled female heroines. I said no, and we did it. And I saw a lot of images of conventionally attractive women, often in
Like a Wonder Woman or
figure-hugging outfits, and there just didn't seem to be a lot of diversity there.
Yeah.
And for me, it's exciting to see a character where that's changed, where that's unconventional, and where I am so honored that people say, my little girl loves dressing up as Captain Phasma, and they say, my little boy loves dressing up as Captain Phasma.
This series has already had a lot of diversity in it, with James Earl Jones and all these other
Not
characters.
that much diversity. It was like
it's
James
big
Earl Jones and
characters.
Billy D. That was basically it.
There was big characters.
But then
They
Jimmy
were-
Smits was in the prequels, that's true.
Tony Knox was one of the Ewoks.
That's
so,
right.
I mean, so it was a bit diverse. Were you surprised at all to hear the nitwit group on Twitter like having a heart attack about John Boyega being featured? So
No, I
much
wasn't
in it?
surprised at all. I mean, it's like it's mostly nitwits that get on there and start saying that kind of stuff. You know, of course that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of idiots out there. But what was even cooler to see was all the non-nitwits tell the nitwits that they were nitwits for doing that. You know, there was a big outpouring of saying, no, you people are crazy. This is, this is welcome to 2015, welcome to the world as it is now.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking about this on the way over too, how special it is that, this very well could be, one of the biggest movies, and then you look at the leads and it's a female, and it's got John Boyega. It's got me in it. It's got the United Colors of Benetton up there. You know, and particularly with the variety of female roles in this now. You know, there's pilots. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's just a different. It just reflects the world as it is now.